What's up, Facebook? Another impromptu live. I'll wait for more people to come in before I get to chit-chatting. But I woke up super duper hungry today, so I am making some nori wraps using this. So this is sushi nori. So this is a seaweed. This is organic seaweed made from nori, which is a type of seaweed that grows in the ocean. So I'm making some raw sushi wraps or nori wraps using this because, like I said, I woke up super duper hungry today. Greetings, Tafa, if I said that correctly. Wow, nice one. Thank you. But yes, your girl is hungry, okay? Everybody knows that, what is today? Today is day 15 of me being on a completely raw vegan journey. So that means that I have not been eating anything cooked. Everything has been, you know, just raw vegan. Good afternoon. It's afternoon time here. I don't know where you are, Marisha, but good afternoon to you. But I woke up super duper hungry. I've been on raw vegan food for 15 days now, so that means nothing cooked. Everything has just been fresh. So I've been eating just like a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh juices, lots of water, those types of things. And I actually haven't been eating a ton of food though. Like, I've noticed that I've been eating very lightly, and today I just woke up like super duper hungry. So I'm like, you know what, I ain't even about to wait. I'm not even about to play no games. I'm about to throw something together. So I had these leftover nori sheets. So I'm going to be using these today to make some nori wraps. And this is what they look like. This is like the same stuff. Well, I already got one out. But this is the stuff that they use to make sushi. So this is a seaweed. Where did you get the wraps from? I think I got these from Meyer, but you can get nori sheets everywhere. They sell them at Kroger's, they sell them at Whole Foods. I mean, any grocery store is going to carry this. It is not something that you have to go to a specialty grocery store to find. So I already got like 3 of these already made up. I'm just using up like leftover stuff that I have. So I had like an avocado, half of an avocado left from a salad that I made last night. I have some cilantro that's about to wilt over, so I'm going to use that. I had a little bit of red bell pepper, some onion, some cucumber, and I have some sun-dried smoked tomatoes, and then I have this Chipotle vinaigrette that I made probably like a couple months ago that I've just been holding on to, and I want to do a few different flavors, so I'm going to be using this. This is like my spin-off of the Chipotle vinaigrette from what's that place? Chipotle. I love their salad dressing, so I learned how to make it myself. I met someone who used to work there, and she told me all the ingredients, so I came home and I did my own thing. But this one's a lot more spicier than the version that you would get there, so I'm going to put some of that on there. So pretty much all I have is my nori sheet, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. It's super simple. I already have my veggies over here sliced up because, like I said, I'm on playing no games. So I got some avocado that I'm going to just throw in here. And this is just, it's super duper ripe too, so it's like real creamy. This is actually going to be my last one because I'm running out of veggies. Well, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to save some of this. I might be able to make one more. I'm going to save some of that avocado. I'm going to put some onion in here. Like, my energy feels so different. Like, today I feel very, very, like, antsy. Like, something, it just feels, my energy just feels real strange. And I don't know what's up. I'm gonna now I'm chopping up some cucumber. You guys can't see me over here, and that's okay. You ain't gotta see everything, but I'm chopping up some pieces of cucumber because I'm running out of cucumber, so I gotta stretch it. So I'm putting some cucumber in here. I got some red bell pepper I'm about to slice up and put in here. I don't know if I'm going to eat all of these nori sheets right now. All I know is that I'm just hungry, so I'm putting some red bell pepper in here. then I'm gonna put some cilantro. Let me chop a little bit of this up. So my cilantro is like not only acting as like a lettuce, but it's also like a herb for spicing because it has a wonderful flavor. And if you don't like cilantro, get hip to cilantro because cilantro is good for removing heavy metals out of the body. So it helps to like bind to heavy metals and draw them out of the body. So definitely learn how to like cilantro. And then I'm gonna put some of these sun-dried tomatoes on here, and these have a smoky flavor because they're smoked. So those are gonna add like a really great pop flavor. And I'm not gonna put a ton on here, maybe just like 2, and I'm gonna just like pull them and like break them up into pieces and throw them on here. I have also mentioned yesterday that my moon cycle started with the new moon and that I did not experience like any nausea or cramping or any of like the typical stuff that I experience when I'm eating cooked food. But it's just like, I know that I'm on my cycle. It's been very, very, very light. Like everything, just my energy just feels very different, very strange right now. I can't explain it, but I do feel an antsy like energy. I don't know. It's real strange. All right, I'm gonna put away. I'm not gonna make any more because I think these 4 are gonna fill me up. So I'm gonna save my last little piece of avocado and my bell pepper and my cucumber, and I'll make another one later if I get hungry again. That's why I love like having like little bowls like this where I can just like throw stuff in there and put it back in the refrigerator because I ain't wasting nothing. Not in there, a little piece of nothing. Then I got my sauce. I have nori wraps in my pantry, still haven't used them. I should correct that. Yes, use them to make sandwiches or veggie wraps. So I'm gonna just put, I don't think I'm gonna put this sauce on all of them because I might want to do something different on some of them. But I'm just hungry. And fruit, even though that's the best thing to eat, you know, before you have something solid like this. Okay, this supposedly tells you how to, oh, I did this all wrong. Oh well, I did it all wrong. They tell you like a certain way to put your food in here so that you can wrap it real cute or whatnot. But yeah, I ain't followed them instructions, so I'm gonna just do this how I do it. It's ugly. I'm gonna fold the ends in so don't nothing fall out, and I'm gonna give it a taste. Now nori does taste like seawater, so it's gonna have like a slight fishiness to it. So when people like make vegan versions of like not meat products, but fish products, they use nori sheets or different types of seaweed, and they add it to like their batter in order to give those foods that fishy flavor because this has that fishy flavor. So and it shall go. You can also tell that it's very crunchy, but it's good. Has anyone had a nori wrap before? I need like a napkin. Oh, these are good. And this is definitely, they definitely take some getting used to, especially like if you're used to using bread and stuff. Using the nori wraps is an excellent alternative to using bread for sandwiches. It's also gluten-free. So if you are someone who has like autoimmune issues, or you just prefer to be gluten-free, if you don't want to use lettuce pieces as wraps for your sandwiches, you can use nori sheets. They do tend to soften up once they come into contact with, you know, like the juices from their fruits and vegetables. But by themselves, they're kind of like crunchy. And then once they get a little wet, they get kind of chewy. So it's a different texture, but overall, it's a good flavor. It's not super fishy. As someone who never liked seafood, like I don't like seafood, before I decided to, you know, venture off into a vegan diet, I didn't like seafood beforehand. So if I can tolerate this, then you should be able to as well. It is a seaweed, so nori is seaweed. This is slapping. Time for number 2. And this dressing is like the perfect substitute for like a dipping sauce. And like I said, I'm not over here trying to make these look fancy. These is about to go in my belly, so I don't care what the wrapping looks like. To make this Chipotle Vinaigrette, I used, what did I put in here? It has, okay, so you know, now this salad dressing does have a roasted pepper in it. It has those, what are they called? Hold on, I think I might have some in here. Hold on, y'all. I'm checking to see. No, I don't think I have any. But if you like go to, they're the Chipotle peppers that come in like a can, and they have the adobe. They're called adobe peppers. And they come in like a little small can. You get them from like the Mexican section of the grocery store. So it has those in it. It has some olive oil. It has some red wine vinegar, some garlic, some salt, some pepper. I think I used agave as a sweetener to help tone down some of the spiciness. A little bit of oregano. I really just kind of eyeballed it to make it taste like I said, the Chipotle Vinaigrette from Chipotle. Someone who used to work there told me exactly what was in it. She told me that they use honey, oregano, vinegar, olive oil, and the Chipotle peppers and salt. That's what she told me was in it. I added oregano and garlic. But if you ask me, I made a bottle for my mom as well. And she told me she liked my version better. So I guess it's a win. But that's what's all in it. I would say start with like 1 or 2 of those peppers out of that can. Do not use the whole can of peppers. Otherwise, that is going to be way too much, and it's going to make it super spicy. And the flavor is going to be way too peppery. What type of sauce is that? It's a Chipotle Vinaigrette. I'm going to be putting this recipe inside of our group, Delijah. So don't worry too much. So that's what it sounds like when you just like bite into a piece of nori. Sounds like a cracker. They actually sell this toasted, and you can just like eat it as a snack by itself, the nori. I don't like it that much, so I wouldn't buy it that way, but like this, yes sir, yes ma'am. So the group is for the members who are inside of my plant-based program. And I supply them with cooking tutorials and exclusive recipes. If you would like to be a part of that, you can send me a message personally and I can share some information with you. And we can get you in. But I'm also going to be sharing a lot more information with you guys. I'm going to be doing a lot more cooking and sharing of recipes and things like that. Where do you go to get that from? What do you mean, Key? Let me know your question. Yeah, post that dressing. I'm going to get y'all the dressing. I kind of been slipping and forgot to share this recipe with you guys in the group for this recipe. I realized like a week ago that there were a ton of cooking tutorials that I forgot to add in there because my phone started jacking up and I thought they posted and they didn't. So this whole time I thought that they were in there and they weren't. So I just uploaded like 6 videos last week or the week before. And I'll add this in there for you guys as well. It's super duper good. Super duper good. Like I got like 2 bottles. Like when I made it, I went crazy because the first time I made it, it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it. So I made like a second batch only to come out to find out that they all tasted good. So I had a lot. I don't know how much I got left in my refrigerator, but okay, I'm lying. The other one we used up because I had made some vegan tacos and used that as a salad dressing for our salad with our vegan tacos. So this is my last bottle. And like I said, I made a bottle for my mom and she was like in love with it. So it's like little things like that. If I can get my parents to eat, you know, salads and stuff, I'll make them salad dressing if that's what I gotta do. I got these Nori Sheets from Meyer, I believe. And this is what it looks like. So these are just sushi Nori Sheets. You can buy them anywhere though, so you don't have to go anywhere special. And I actually posted, I want to say inside of the group, I showed you guys how to make the raw sushi and things like that. So it's using the same process. Now I'm so hungry, y'all. I woke up hangry, like, forget an apple. I need something else. I have a feeling, though, that after these 21 days is up, that my body is going to go crazy if I eat some cooked food. Because I've been saying for years that my biggest goal with my diet is being more raw vegan. And here I am on day 15. This is the longest that I have ever been committed to eating completely raw food. And I just think my body's going to be like, girl, you really think you about to go and eat all this the fried cauliflower and stuff after you've done this for 20 something days? Yeah, right. But we'll see, y'all, because I'm going to be honest, even though I feel like I've been like just breezing through this process and I haven't really struggled much, even though it's just been me conquering, you know, my cravings for the stuff that I'm used to, and wanting to just eat for comfort. Like I'm realizing that sometimes I don't even really be hungry. It's just that I be wanting stuff because I'm just used to it. And then I've also come to see, you guys, that we get bombarded with so much advertising for food that right there in itself makes us want to eat when we're not even hungry. Like I could be on Facebook and I see so many videos, so many ads for certain foods. And the next thing you know, it's like I'm craving stuff that I didn't even want. So I am realizing as well that managing, you know, what you expose yourself to will also help you avoid caving into certain cravings. But I'm very proud of myself for making it to 15 days thus far. And I look forward to my first meal that is not raw vegan. Yo, avocado is bae. Avocado is bae. And I would say, if you have a hard time, sorry, I'm trying to not talk while my mouth is super full. But if you have a hard time with adjusting to avocado, instead of just eating the avocado in slices like I do, just mash it up and make it creamy so that it's more like a sauce or a spread, and then use it that way. And then that way it'll help you get over the texture. Because I'm telling you, avocado is an excellent, healthy fat for the body. So it's good for the brain. And it's good for your body being able to produce like certain cholesterols and hormones that it needs from those fatty acids that are naturally present in the avocado. So eating avocado is an actual healthy fruit to consume. The flavor is very neutral. So avocado really does not taste like anything. It has a very neutral flavor. It's almost like, it tastes almost kind of similar to like butter or something. It doesn't have like an extreme buttery flavor, of course, but it's very neutral. So what you mix it with is what it's going to take over that flavor. So I would recommend try the avocado toast as a bridge to get you into avocado, and just see how it goes. Follow the recipe that I posted inside of there on the avocado toast inside of our cookbook, and give it a go. Mash it up until it's really creamy. Add some lemon juice to it. Put some seasonings and some salt in there. Toast your bread. Put it on top of the bread, and then just try it. Like, I swear, I had this girl who was so scared of avocado. I gave her a piece of avocado toast, and she turned around and she was like, you know what? I could do this. I could totally do this. So just give it a try. Don't be afraid of it. I didn't used to eat avocados either, and it wasn't because I thought that they were nasty. I was just afraid of them because of the color. It wasn't even the texture. I would just be looking at that like, that's green. What is that? Like, I'm not eating that. And then somebody gave me some guacamole for the first time. And this was back in like 2010 or 2011. So I was a full-fledged grown adult still afraid of avocados. And I tasted that guacamole and I was like, well, I'll be damned. Shit, that's good. And then I couldn't stop eating it. What else? Let me see. They are good, Camille. And I didn't think I was going to finish all these, but I'm ready to eat the next one. Yeah, I'm going to get try these. I'm proud of you. 15 days. Thank you so much, Lena. I'm proud of myself as well, because y'all don't even know the temptation. And then one of my side hustles, I do grocery shopping for people. And so imagine being on this strict diet and having to go to the grocery store for other people and shop for their stuff and seeing all the snacks and stuff that they buy. And I'm just like walking through the store like, oh my God, there's my favorite chips. Oh my God, I want that. Like, I have to be like very disciplined. So I've really been testing myself. You said you like avocado too, Ari. That DNA upgrade is gonna be well worth it. Ashe. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's why I'm doing it, because my dreams have been really like out of this world. Like last night I had another dream about the actual like conjunction of the planets and them aligning. And in the dream, I literally could see all of the planets. Like I saw Jupiter, I saw Saturn. Like I saw them, even though I have never physically saw them in real life, in the dream world. I saw them above me. And there was like this, when they aligned at the perfect time, there was this release of electromagnetic radiation or energy that like engulfed the whole space of the world. And I got hit with it. And I don't know if that is telling me that that's what's going to happen soon. It wasn't anything dangerous. Like it didn't hurt us or anything, but it affected us in some way. Like the light codes coming from those, you know, because it's electromagnetic radiation. It's electromagnetic energy. And that is what communicates with us and helps to manage and govern our world, and keeps our patterns and cycles moving how it's supposed to. So the avocado didn't do that. No, not the avocado. I'm just saying how my energy has been a lot more fluid since eating raw foods. I also feel like cutting my hair was also another like energetic, like a symbolic indicator of the energetic shift that I'm personally undergoing. And the funny thing is, my reader, she's on here. Her name is, I don't even know how you would pronounce it on here because I've never tried to. I know her as Ari, but her name, I'm gonna pin her name up here. Her name is El Era El DeBoer on here, but I call her Ari. That's her name. But that's my reader, and she did a reading on me like at the beginning of October, was it? And in this reading, there were several cards that she pulled. One of them was body change. Another one was sobriety. And I can't remember the others. She also pulled, I want to say, the Lover's card, if I recall correctly. And so it was like she was telling me, like, you know, this is coming for you, like, and I'm just like in my head, like, who the hell is this lover coming? Because I don't like nobody right now, and I've just been really about myself lately. But she was like, oh, and the Hermit, like the Hermit came up, and at that space where I was in that moment, I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm about to go through another one of those periods where I'm like not wanting to talk and deal with people. And then next thing you know, like a couple weeks later, it started happening. And I just happened to think about it like, oh my God, I'm totally in hermit mode right now. Like I have completely detached. I have not really been communicating with people who I used to be around all the time. I haven't been coming around people besides like my family or like my really close friends. I just been like really to myself, like really to myself. I had to disconnect. I had a lot of influence from the outside world, from people, you know, just like telling me what I should be doing with my life, how I should be using my gifts and talents, and pulling me in directions that wasn't really true to my calling. And I had to disconnect so that I could hear my own inner guidance and get back on track. So, you know, I had to shut down and disconnect. And then the sobriety wasn't, now I don't do drugs or anything like that, but the sobriety was more so like clearing my space, like disconnecting from the things that I connect to that cloud me or that weigh me down, that are distractions. So getting clear of that and getting my sobriety back, my clear-headedness per se. So I had to do that. And then the body change, like I was like sitting on that card, like, what am I gonna do? Like, am I like about to get this 6-pack that I've been waiting on, even though I don't even work out like I'm supposed to? But I'm like, ooh, my 6-pack coming, my 6-pack coming. But I think it was more so just meaning that maybe something is shifting inside of me spiritually and energetically. Also that, I don't know, like even with my haircut, like that is a symbolic indicator of the shift and the change that's taking place in my persona, and being more of my authentic self. And there was like a lot of energy on the ends of my locks that were connected to me during periods of time where I wasn't very happy with myself and I was very disconnected from my journey and my calling. And that energy had to be released. Like I had to let it go in order for me to continue to move forward. And even in the pictures that I share, like you guys can see how dead and lifeless the ends of my locks looked. And I had been contemplating doing this for a while, but I was just nervous. Like, oh my God, like I don't want to cut my hair. Like it was like down to here. And then in the back, my locks was down to here. My hair was long. Like I've had locks for almost 3.5 years now. It'll be a year, another year, 4 years in April. So I was, you know, very self-conscious about cutting my hair. But then I was like, I got to. Like I woke up feeling so driven to chop my hair. And then I took the scissors and I did it. And I was like, there, I can't go back now. Like I got to do it. And I just feel so much lighter and so much clear-headed and just freer. Let me read these comments. Yes, you can also make ice cream and mousse out of it. Yes, you definitely can make mousse and ice cream out of the avocados. I spread avocado on spelt toast sometimes with some butter. That's an interesting combo, Trina, with the sun butter. I never tried that one before, but I definitely love me some good old avocado toast, and I sprinkle some fresh chives and crushed red peppers on top. Okay, people say that avocado toast be changing lives. It do. It be changing lives. So go ahead and try it, sis. Good job, sis. Doing my own version of a cleanse. That's good. Everybody's cleanse and what your own personal spiritual journey looks like at this time is going to be unique to you. So I don't want people to look at me and think, oh, because she's doing raw vegan that I have to do raw vegan. This was just something that I needed to do because I've been avoiding this for years. Like, I've known that a part of my evolution and my purpose here today is to just educate people that the best way to activate your DNA, the best way to heal yourself, the best way to get more in tune with yourself is by eating natural foods, because the foods are what carry the energy. Like, they carry the sun codes in them. Food has photon energy in it, and this is the energy that communicates to us on an energetic level. And when we cook that out of the food, we lose it. So I've known for a very long time that the secret to spiritual elevation is not so much always just in the practices that we do on a day-to-day basis, but it's also what we put in the vessel. It's the fuel. What are we fueling ourselves with? Because that all has information in it. So that's why I knew for this time period I had to go raw vegan, because that was the one thing that I wasn't doing, that I kept running from, because I was so comfortable with eating my delicious cooked vegan food creations, and I needed to step away from that and teach myself more discipline. So, excuse me. So that's why I made that decision on my own. Hey, Mary. We had the same dream. I saw the green gamma radiation too. You had this dream last night? Because, bruh, I had it last night. And the funny thing is, I was with people, and I don't even know who these people were that I was with. And one of the people who I was with, I feel like he was my partner, but I don't know him. I don't know who he was, but he was with me. And we were just holding hands as we were watching, you know, the planets, all the planets, not just Jupiter and Saturn, but they all are lining up. So all of the celestial bodies are going to be lining up. That's why outside of the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, we're also going to be able to see all of the planets lining up. And this is the phenomenon that is striking the reset of our celestial calendar. And well, I don't want to call it a reset. We're moving into a new age. So it's not resetting. It's just moving to a new age. So one age is ending, a new one is beginning. And this lining up of all of the celestial bodies is creating a portal. And this portal is going to allow for certain energy to come in and certain energy to leave. And it's not going to be all good or bad. It's going to be a combination of both. But there's going to be a lot of releasing of energy, and this portal is going to be open on the 21st for a few days. It'll be open, and we don't know what kind of entities and energy is going to come through that portal. But the thing is, this only happens every so many thousands of years. So there are literally like energies that have been waiting for this cosmic cycle to come so that they can either jump through this portal and go to a different dimension. People are from here are trying to do these jumps and go to other places. And because we've never physically seen these things with our own eyes, we don't know what that looks like and what it encompasses, or any of those things. So, you know, this is all just hearsay, but we have to be able to just sit and think that if there are so many different movies and cartoons and books about this phenomenon of time traveling and quantum leaping and quantum jumping, there has to be some validity to it. Like, how do people come up with these ideas if they've never tangibly seen it to create the idea? Like, I always had this thought that someone had to have seen something once upon a time in order for this idea to even exist, that it exists. So, I don't know. That's just my thought process. So I'm like, there has to be some validity to it. It may not just be, you know, presented in the same way that that it may actually look and take place. But all I know is that something's coming on the 21st. Something's happening on the 21st. What it's going to look like, feel like, I don't know. But we gonna see, because we 5 days, we 5-6 days away. So just be in alignment. Listen to yourself. I cannot tell you the definites because I don't know. Nobody can tell you the definite because no one knows until it comes. But you just got to listen to yourself. But I do know in my dream, Spirit showed me something, and I don't know if that's what it's looking like. I don't know if that was just a image of a previous life of me experiencing this moment, you know, so many thousands of years ago. But I just think it's very interesting that I've never had a dream like that before. And then the day before, I had a dream of the Hyperboreans, or as we know them, I believe Anunnaki, I don't know. But the original beings that planted this earth that are extremely like black, like in color, like super duper, like royally jet black energy, ebony. And they were like these really tall, slender people. And they had really, really, really like short, kinky hair. That's all I can remember. And it was like they were, if I can recall it properly, it was almost like they were coming through a portal. And I was helping pull them out. Like pulling them all out of the portal so that they could be earthside with us. That's like what the dream was about. And that was like all I kind of remember from that dream. And then the very next day I have a dream that I'm watching the celestial alignment. So, and then I get hit with this radiation. And then I have this card telling me that I'm going to experience some body changes. And then I already told y'all before, several weeks ago, I had a dream after eating some chips that I shouldn't have been eating, that I saw my body shifting and changing. Then like I was going through some DNA changes. Like it was weird. And I told y'all about that dream as well. And I was tweaking and I kept waking up in the middle of the night like, what the fuck? Like, and then I would go back to sleep and the dream would start back. Like it just kept going. So I don't know, but all I know is that it's nothing to fear because we can't run from it. So why be afraid? You know, just embrace it and be ready, and just be making sure that you're doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, whatever that is for you. This is a moment for you to be in alignment and for you to start making steps and strides towards what you know you're supposed to be doing. This whole month, last month, and the month before in October, I had to get in alignment because I was doing things that wasn't helping me align myself with my purpose. And so all of this energy that has been coming in lately has been repositioning me. Hold on. I have up my nose. Hold on, you guys. All right, I'm back. I don't know where that came from, but it was like a lot of mucus. Okay, so and I'm gonna slide through and read the comments in a minute, but I didn't want to lose my track of thought. But what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about how I wasn't in alignment with myself, and that I was more so doing things that did not help me grow in the right direction. And I have already kind of talked about this, but you know, I was doing a lot of cooking for people and doing meal prep servicing and all those different things. And I was doing that because the money's good and because that's what people wanted me to do. But in my heart, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, I'm a guide, I'm a healer, and I'm supposed to be using my skills in that capacity, not sitting up in the kitchen slaving for hours cooking food for people who don't want to learn how to do this for themselves, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to teach you how to do what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm on live showing you how do I make my raw wraps, and what am I using in them, and why is it important to do that? Like, I have to teach the skills so that every single last one of you guys watching takes something home with you and it sparks a seed. Like, we all are seeds that just need to find our perfect space so that we can sprout and grow. And until someone pours into us the right nutrients and the water and helps us plant ourselves, we're going to continue to not grow to our potential. And That's pretty much what I was doing to myself. I was stunting my own growth by doing things that did not help me live my true, authentic life. And I was getting lost in that. So I had to disconnect from all of the things that reminded me of that. I had to disconnect from people who were pushing that on me. And I had to find my own inner voice and get very firm and clear about it. So that's what really started this wave of releasing for me. Like, you got to release that. You got to get back clear on your purpose. You got to do what you need to do, not what everybody wants you to do, but you got to do what you got to do. Like, you have a divine purpose and you know what that is. Everybody else just has an opinion about what you should do with your gifts or your talents, especially if it's beneficial to them. Of course, they're going to push you in a certain direction. And I also had to deal with the tendency to be a people pleaser and wanting to do things simply because it made other people happy. That's something that I had to, come to terms with. And I had to say, you're totally sabotaging yourself because you're people pleasing right now. And you are doing what other people want you to do, not necessarily what you want to do. And then being afraid of the backlash after telling people like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. So what I did was I made the decision to stop. And then I told myself that I didn't owe anybody an explanation. I'm just going to stop. And if people ask me why, because I don't feel like it. So don't ask me no more. And that's kind of like where I'm at this point. I'm not doing it. But if you want a vegan soul food dinner, you can buy my cookbook and you can learn how to cook that shit yourself. That's where I'm at this point, because that's why Spirit gave me the gift. That's why Spirit taught me how to be an educator. That's why Spirit taught me how to create, so that I could create resources and share the knowledge. I'm a teacher in spirit, and I didn't realize it. Well, I'm not going to say that I didn't realize it. I knew it. I just wasn't following through. I wasn't following through, and I was taking another route that wasn't right for me. And with this energy, so Jupiter is one of the planets that is a part of this great conjunction, and the energy of Jupiter is all about expansion and growth. Okay, so it is going to expand whatever it is that you are doing. So whether it is something that you wanted to do or not, the energy that you are living in this moment, the actions that you are taking place that are taking place in your life at this moment, that's what's going to be magnified. And so I had to really figure this out right now. Otherwise, if I continued to do the things that I knew I didn't want to do, that would be the energy that Jupiter would expand. And I would continue to do these things that I didn't want to do. And my life wouldn't feel as meaningful or joyful to me, because I wasn't living in, my heart's center and doing the things that really made me feel the happiest. So I had to stop immediately. So for a lot of you who've bought food from me, or who knew that I was cooking the food, and you realize sis just stopped completely. She ain't posted nothing about no plates, no nothing. That's why I had to abruptly stop doing any and everything that magnified the wrong direction of growth. I don't want to grow in that direction. I want to grow as an educator, as a teacher, as a healer, as someone who offers resources and support to help show and guide my people on how to transform their lifestyles. That is a more important part of my process for healing the world. That's my role. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's a little speck of hope that I'm supposed to plant and let grow. But I was moving in a totally different direction. So I had to stop and start moving in the right direction. So that's why I'm going raw vegan. This is why I'm doing more videos and posting more content about health-oriented stuff. I'm just navigating this process just like all of you. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have all the answers, but I have the awareness and I have the connection with my intuition that guides me. And that's what's helping me navigate. So as you guys are looking at me as a source of inspiration, or thinking oh, she has this all figured out, I don't. I really don't. And at the beginning of this year, your girl was stuck in depression and didn't come out until February or March. And I wasn't even using my gifts or my talents. I was locked up in my house, isolated, and very disconnected from myself, and didn't have the willpower to pull myself out. I was lost. So I didn't have it all figured out. But the things that pulled me out was listening to myself and realizing that everything that I was looking for, I already had. I just wasn't using it. I wasn't applying any of it. And I was waiting for someone to justify the decision for me when I needed to be the one to do it myself. And so I'm just getting myself in alignment. And as you guys see my process, that's what's happening. And this is why I'm also so transparent, because that's also another part of who I'm supposed to be in the world. I am who I am. My life story, my purpose, my work, all of it is, I cannot separate it. And I went through this whole process of trying to separate it and, only show this on this part of me, for this part of me, and only showing this aspect for this. And Spirit was like, girl, this is why you are wore out and disconnected, because you keep trying to separate your essence when all the parts of who you are, including the healthy stuff that you do, your self-growth journey, your spirituality journey, all of that is who you're supposed to be. And all of that is what you're supposed to share. All of that is what you're supposed to help people heal with. So why do you keep trying to isolate and separate certain aspects of yourself, just thinking that it's going to help you do better in another area of your life? And it's not. It's making things worse for me. So I had to stop doing that too. And I had to embrace the fact that every little trial and tribulation, every win, every loss, every success, every fall, every opportunity that I had for growth, I needed to share it all so that you guys can see the process of me becoming, the process of me healing and integrating myself and being my authentic self, because that's who I'm supposed to be. And I know it. I know that I am supposed to be in my authentic energy all the time. So if I'm gonna show up, hair ain't done, I'm looking a hot ass mess, I don't feel good, but that's me authentically, and I have to share that. And in those moments when I feel amazing and my hair is done and my makeup is looking good or whatever, and I'm out living my best life, I can share that too. That's what I'm supposed to do, because y'all have to see the real. Like, it's so much fake being presented nowadays, where people are creating businesses and personas and selling fake imagery of what the accomplished person looks like and what the spiritually inclined person looks like. And then you got everyday people looking up to these people, and then they're feeling shitty about their existence. And Spirit was like, no, that's not who you're supposed to be. So don't you dare get on here and try to create some perfect vision of you, when for real, your life is nothing like that in real life. You got to be authentic. So y'all get to see it all. I'm in sweats, a t-shirt. My hair is definitely not done. It's frizzy. It's a hot mess. I still got conditioner in it from 2 days ago that I ain't washed out. Like, for real. I did shower and all that. I'm together, but but this is me authentically, and this is what I had to share. Like, I have to be authentic 100% of the time, because when you are who you are, nobody can shame you for living in your truth. So what? My hair ain't done. Talk about it. I know it ain't done, and I'm admitting that. Like, nobody can come back and say shit about you, because you are who you are all the time. So I'm not perping for nobody. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna portray a fake image. None of that, because I want y'all to know that where I'm at and how I got here and where I'm headed, it's attainable, and that you don't have to compromise what you want in order to get there. So that, in a nutshell, is why I'm on my journey right now, and why I stopped doing certain things, and why I am picking back up on other things that I'm doing, because I understand the energy that is at play right now. And even looking in my natal chart, like, if you guys don't know what a natal birth chart is, I highly encourage that you guys start investigating your natal birth chart and understanding who you are. You are a ball of energy that is comprised of elements. You got earth, you got water, you got fire in you, you got air, you got ether, you got all of these different elements in you, and they all make you who you are, unique. But you have to know what your energy is. You have to know how to balance your energy. I know that I got a lot of water energy in me. I got a lot of fiery energy in me. And those are like the energies that dominate me the most. That's why my energy is so dynamic and fiery, and I can be really aggressive sometimes because that's all that fiery energy that I possess. I'm a sun sign. My sun sign is a fire sign. And then my moon and my ascendant, which is connected to my internal emotional self, etc., it's all water. So I'm a very emotionally fluid person as well. So just knowing my energy and understanding, you know, how I express myself and what I require in order to feel loved and accepted and appreciated. Like, you got to know your energy in order to be able to navigate through this world and know what you need in order to feel your happiest. You also got to know what you are missing. Like, I barely have earth in my chart. I don't have a lot of earth energy in my chart. Earth energy is the most heavy, most materialized energy of all. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, that it's heavy, but it helps keep you grounded. It helps keep you, you know, bring you down to earth, and it helps give you structure and control over things. Well, that's the energy that I don't have. I got a lot of air, a lot of water, and a lot of fire. Well, actually, I don't have a ton of air, but I have a lot of fire and a lot of water. So I have to balance my energy because I know I'm missing certain things. So I have to work harder to create structure and grounding in my life because that is something that I lack. That is why I also spend so much time in nature, because nature is earth element. This is also like, as far as connecting with people who have certain energetic qualities that help me balance my energy, you know? So it's, you got to know yourself, and the only way you're going to know yourself is by getting your blueprint, and your natal birth chart is your blueprint. There is no other tool out there that is going to help you know yourself. And we got to get comfortable with understanding how to connect with that energy and knowing for our own selves, instead of running to someone looking for validation every time we want to know about us. Like, nobody else be able to tell you more about yourself than you. Okay? Like, you should know all your shortcomings. You should know your gifts. You should know your talents. I know where, you know, what rules my 10th house, which is all about my career, and the fact that it is in Virgo. Virgo is a sign that is all about healthy living and all those different types of things. So I know, just based on the placements in my chart, that my career is supposed to be about healthy living, and that my own personal life is how I'm supposed to express it. So I'm literally going to build a business and get paid off of being myself. That's my purpose in life, and that's how I'm going to make my living. And I know that, and my chart tells me that that is who I'm supposed to be. So that's why I got to be my authentic self, because I see a lot of people crash and burn trying to do this type of lifestyle and this business, but they sell a fake image. I'm going to sell you the real. If I want to eat a goddamn candy bar today, I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to be honest with y'all and share that. Like, okay, today, y'all, I had a moment, because I got to be authentic. I got to. Otherwise, somebody going to catch me and they going to see me eating a damn candy bar and be like, oh, I just saw Akila with a candy bar. I'm about to record her because she be on the internet acting like she perfect. No, I gotta be authentic, so that if somebody does post it, I'm going to be like, okay, I already told everybody that that's my lifestyle. And that I have moments too. I'm human. I'm not perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to stop ranting. And I'm going to go through the comments and catch up. Peace, Mark. No, I'm asking about making the avocado mousse or ice cream. Yeah, you can. I have not personally done it. But I have had avocado mousse before. I've had key lime and chocolate mousse made from avocados as the base. Sometimes lovers is about union with self. Yep. But I will say, in addition to that, though, looking at my natal chart, Jupiter governs, what is it, the seventh? Is it the seventh or the seventh house? The seventh house is about union and marriage and significant relationships and partnerships. And Jupiter, in my birth chart, is in that that house. So that energy is being expanded for me. So I feel like that is an indicator that that is coming for me. That I'm finally going to connect with my divine counterpart or establish some type of significant partnerships or relationships this year. And, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen right this year, but this is the energy that is going to be expanded throughout the next several 20 years, I believe. That's how long this conjunction is going to have effect on us. How much are your readings? I don't know if that's for me. I don't do card readings. I do natal health readings. Those are a little bit different. So when I do your health reading, I am going to give you a copy of your natal birth chart, and I'm going to go over certain things with you to teach you about your energy. But I teach you more so on a health basis, like what to look for based on where the planets and stuff are located and what your natural strengths and weaknesses are as far as your health is concerned, so that you know on a health point how should you like build your lifestyle. Because we're all unique and we're all different and we all need different things. Some people may need more water elements in their life, so there's certain things that you need to do to balance the water energy in your life, and I guide you on that, and also like teach you how to avoid illness in certain areas. LOL, call me though. We shall discuss and check in for an update. Okay, I'm gonna call you. Okay, so that message was for you, Ari. Lots of shadow work and releasing should be happening. Yes, it definitely is. Clearing the pathway of obstacles to your elevation. I know I'm working within myself. I've been going through it. And it's a beautiful process. Like, I have felt very grateful, and I've been reminding myself to be grateful for every positive thing and for every negative thing, because it's a form of teaching. When something doesn't go right, that is protection. Follow that and be like, you know what, this don't feel right. And I listen to little small stuff. Like, I could go to pick something up and it could fall out my hand, and that's a symbol. Like, oh shit, I dropped that, so that must mean I'm not supposed to eat that, or I don't need that right now. Or if I try to call somebody and something happens and the call don't go through, that's a blessing. Like, maybe they don't want to hear from me right now, or maybe I don't need to tap into that energy right now because it's not going to be good for me. Like, I try to watch for symbology and synchronicities and everything, because nothing happens by chance. It is all a way of communication. I mentioned you cutting your hair when we saw each other. Did you? I don't know if I can remember, but I definitely know that you pulled that damn body change card on me, and I was just like, what am I going to change about my body? Because I'm not dyeing my hair. Like, I'm not doing none of that. Like, I'm just like, what is this? What are you eating today? I missed it. So I have some raw nori wraps here that I need to finish up. This has cucumber, cilantro, sun-dried tomatoes, onion. Did I say cilantro? Cucumbers, red bell peppers. And then I have a Chipotle vinaigrette that I was pouring on them and eating. But then I done started talking and I ain't even eating. Sometimes you meet in the astral and the dream world also. I know whoever I'm meeting in the astral world, he was with me last night, and we were holding hands and we were watching the celestial line up together, and we both got hit with that energy. We're ushering in the age of Aquarius. Yep, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. My strawberry full moon reading on 2019. There's a portal open now. Greetings, Dr. Bill. We can, the vibration of the universe. I can't wait to meet them. Peace. Is it Amy or Amy? I want to make sure I pronounce that right. Humans always fear what they don't know. Yeah, and we've been taught to fear. And I don't want to say that fear is a bad thing. It just is. But you gotta learn how to push through it and not allow it to stagnate you, because I was in a space once where fear stagnated me very, very much so, and it wasn't positive at all. You gotta be able to understand when fear is there to protect you, and you make a wise decision to discern from something versus is it holding you back. And I had let fear hold me back for practically a whole year. All of 2019 I had a lot of fear, and then was depending on and listening and leaning on other people to give me strength and to guide me when I really needed to be doing that for myself. Because obviously doing that, and I'm not saying that these people were malicious or had bad intentions, but it's just, if you're not careful with your energy, people will infect you with their own perception and their own thoughts about who they think you're supposed to be. And if you're not strong enough to really understand who you are and what you're supposed to do, then you can easily get wrapped up in that and become someone that you're not even supposed to become. So that was like what was happening to me. I was so disconnected from myself and so full of fear that I was just looking for comfort and I was looking for direction. And I got it, you know, but it wasn't the direction that I needed. It wasn't the direction that helped me pull out the best attributes of my gift and my talents. So yeah, you just gotta be careful. And that's why the best person to consult with is yourself. Even though that sounds weird, because we always feel like, oh, but I don't know the answer. Like, that's why I'm asking somebody, but you do know. It's this little energy that sits like in this area, okay? It also sits in your chest sometimes. It's this energy here that you have, that when somebody asks you to do something, it doesn't matter what it is, you immediately feel a sensation. That sensation can either feel like joy and ecstaticness and happiness, and you're just like, oh my God, like, yes, I would love to do that. Or it feels like a weight. It feels like shortness of breath. It feels like bubble guts. It feels like butterflies. That's uncertainty. That's the energy telling you that this is not for you. No, say no. But we be like, oh, forget that. I'm gonna say yes because that's my homegirl or that's my homeboy, or I like them and I want to prove to them that I can be there for them. No, stop. Be your own homegirl. Be your own homeboy. Be there for yourself. When that energy starts feeling weird, you have to follow that. That is your protector right there. A lot of us get wrapped up in situations that we don't want to be in. We get stuck with relationships, babies, all type of shit that we didn't even want because we didn't listen to that gut feeling. And all in 2019 taught me that. I got anxiety that I am learning how to release now from a situation that I allowed myself to get involved in when my spirit, my protector, said don't. But my little goofy ass said, but what if I can heal them and make them a better person with my love and my energy? And spirit was like, no, you cannot. But I did it anyways. And now I got to heal that. Now I have stuff that I got to work through. I got more shadow work that I had to do because I chose not to listen to myself. And I was hard-headed. So again, you will know. Nobody else will know that answer for you. Like, I swear, you know already. You know the answer to everything that you're looking for, but you just don't give yourself time to pull it out of you. You don't listen to yourself enough. Some people might hear voices, but at the end of the day, it don't come to me like that. It come to me through a straight feeling. I can be around somebody and it's just a feeling like, peace out, y'all. I'm out. Like, y'all have fun. Enjoy yourself, and I'ma head out. Like, you just gotta trust that. And you gotta be okay knowing that you are doing this for your own well-being and that it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. And to stop allowing people to mirror their emotion or their feelings towards you and your decision to protect your boundaries and your energy. Like, that is your responsibility. Nobody's supposed to take care of you, make you feel secure and safe but you. But if you continue to Hold on, y'all. Let me answer this call real quick. Hello?
This is a second notice of the factory warranty.
Oh, goddamn. Hello? That wasn't nobody. But you got to protect your own self. Like, you cannot expect nobody else to have your back like you're supposed to have your own. And until we realize that and stop looking for people to protect us and to advocate for us and start doing it for ourselves, you're going to continue to fall victim to people who may misguide you. And like I said, sometimes it's not always that they're doing it to be malicious, but you always got to realize that other people's vision is going to be different from yours, and people view you differently from how you view yourself, and they don't always know what your mission and your path is, and they'll guide you other places if you let them. And I had to get very clear with myself, like, you know what, I'm not going to do that no more. Like I'm too spiritually wise to keep giving away all of my power as if I don't have any. Like I have power. I know myself. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And more than anything, I have intuition that tells me when shit ain't right. But then my brain wants to start trying to add logic to what I'm feeling and wants to try to create an explanation for everything. And sometimes you don't need to do none of that. When that feeling hit, you just need to be like, all right, that's what Spirit's saying. Okay, I'm going to walk on through and be on up out. Or if Spirit is saying, yeah, go that way. Or don't go that way. You just listen. Don't try to rationalize with yourself, because that's when we start messing up and making mistakes, because we start trying to create logic around something that sometimes can't be explained. Your inner compass is yours. Okay, that's it. Your inner compass is yours, and it's only tuned to your frequency. So can't nobody else control it unless you give away that power, and then you start allowing them to lead you on their own journey, their own path. I appreciate this, and watching your growth is awesome. I love it when people take advice and seek knowledge within self and from Spirit. Absolutely. People reading moment right here. Proud reading moment right here. Integration is a major key. It definitely is. Facts. Being your authentic self is awesome, and it feels good. Like you just feel better when you're being your authentic self, because you don't have to hide shit. And you don't have to worry about nothing coming back to bite you in your ass, because you were being real from the beginning. So whether people like you or not, it's irrelevant. I am who I am. And I know that I have, gifts and talents and great things about me, but I also have things that I have to learn and improve on as well. So, and I'm not here to disguise any of that. This is who I am. I can't wear a mask. That's what Spirit has been telling me. Like, you got to stop. Don't be in your ego. Get out of that. There is no more room for that. Be you. And appreciate it. Hey, cousin. This is the message. Absolutely. Just connect with yourself. Like, nobody has all the answers. And I think it's great sometimes to get clarity when you need it, but it doesn't matter. Even if you do get clarity, even if you do get readings and things like that, understand that the role of those people is not to tell you how to live your life either. They are there to offer you clarity and insight, but you still got to go home at night and you got to process every single thing that they gave you with your inner compass, and then you got to make the decisions. Okay? So for people who think that you're supposed to go into a reading asking these people, how am I supposed to be me? How am I supposed to live my life? They can't tell you. They can only give you clarity on what you should already know about yourself and help you discern. Okay? Help you discern. But once you start feeling like you don't know and you're looking for somebody else to give you all the answers, that's when you set yourself up for failure. So just remember, you still gotta know how to listen to your own inner compass. LOL, I know this. No, I this lifestyle. Fuck it, lifestyle, bruh. Yes, especially your asteroids. Chiron is about what you heal. You have to heal, and I think my Chiron is in. Okay, I can't remember. I have to go and look. I forget the Chiron, but I just got a lot of water. I got a lot of water placements. I know that for sure. So emotional healing and vulnerability are just major things that are going to help me evolve, And I was watching a video last night where this girl was talking about how we are all seeds from the divine. Like, we are perfect already. We have everything within us already. We just ain't been planted in the right soil yet. So we don't grow like we're supposed to. Like when you think about an apple seed or, an orange seed, those seeds are powerful because they contain everything in them to help them grow into another apple tree or another orange tree. And we ain't got to do shit. We don't have to give it nothing besides put it in the proper space so that it can absorb the nutrients from the soil and grow and blossom into who it already know it's supposed to be. We are no different. The only problem is our process of growth gets disrupted because we have so much outside influence trying to tell us that what's already inside of us is not there and that we need to replace it with something else. Or that we should be over here growing this kind of way versus over here growing that kind of way. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we are already all knowing. We are already all containing. We have everything that we already need. We just got to plant ourselves where we need to be planted so that we get all the proper nutrients and we grow to be who we are. We are already destined to be whatever we are destined to be. We are seeds. Okay? You can't change an apple. You can't take an apple seed and change it and it become a grape. It's already who it is. All of its knowledge about how to become an apple tree is already implanted and embedded into its DNA. You can't change that, no matter how hard you may try. And the only way you're going to do it is with artificial DNA splicing and shifting and changing. And that's the shit they're trying to do to us by way of food, social programming, giving us vaccines and shit that alter our DNA. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to change the coding, the blueprint that you came here with. So just be mindful that you are all knowing, you possess it all already. You just got to connect with it and unlock it and then plant yourself and grow. Hey sis, I gotta go, but I love this. Thank you, sis. I'm gonna call you later. Wait, you're a Virgo. What's your B-day? No, I'm not a Virgo, but I'm very close on the Virgo cusp. I'm a Leo sun sign. But I'm very, very, like, I'm literally on the Virgo cusp, but my midheaven is Virgo. So Virgo and my midheaven being in Virgo has a lot to do with like my career and expression of my professional life and why I'm so connected to health. And then in the house, like I want to be able to pull up my birth chart, but I'm not going to show y'all my birth chart right now because that's very secret, because if someone knows your birth chart information and they don't have right intentions, they can use that shit to be manipulative. So protect your birth information. Don't let everybody have access to that because that is for you to know yourself, not for everyone to study you and learn what your weaknesses and strengths are and then be able to try to use that as a tool against you. So be very careful who you share that type of information with and discern it with your intuition. If it don't feel right, then don't give it to a person. And that's all I have to say about that. So I'm not going to show you guys my birth chart, but I don't mind sharing different aspects of my birth chart with you. So my sun sign is Leo, and my midheaven, which has a lot to do with, like I said, your career purpose in life, is in Virgo. And Virgo is the energy that has a lot to do with health and wellness. And then Virgo in my birth chart, I want to say is in, I have to look. I can't remember. I gotta look. It's so much to remember. And without me visually seeing it, sometimes I forget where stuff is located. But when I looked at my birth chart and really started evaluating whether or not my current purpose, well, not my current purpose, but the things that I was doing in life, whether or not that was connected to my life purpose and what I was really supposed to be doing, it connected. And I was like, okay, so I'm on the right path because the energy in my birth chart tells me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing for a living. And here I am doing that work. So it makes sense. So someone told me to build my brand based off of who I am. That way you don't have to fake anything. Absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm doing. The girl that y'all see every day posting stuff, whether I'm juicing, eating a raw salad, this is me. If you were to come and kick it with me for a few days, you're going to see, okay, she really live like this for real. She really don't have snacks in her house for real. Like, she really don't have certain stuff in her house for real. Like when my sister and her niece and my niece come over here and they kick it with me, I literally have to tell them, like, bring food that she's going to eat when she comes here. Because if she don't want vegetables and shit, she going to be hungry. And it better be something that done already been cooked, because she ain't cooking no meat on my stove. So I like, that's how it be. And like my niece be like, she's real picky. So certain stuff she just don't be okay with. Now my sister on the other hand, she'll eat anything I cook. But my niece be like, what's that? So it's just zucchini and stuff. I don't want any. So she be over here hungry, and I don't be giving a damn. Like, girl, well, you better go take her somewhere, get her something to eat, because I'm not sacrificing my home, my kitchen, none of that, because I don't eat that shit. And when you in my presence, I'm gonna feed you and take care of you and nourish you as if you were me, because that's how I care for myself. And if I wouldn't put a greasy ass hamburger in my body and eat it with some fake French fries that got a bunch of bull crap on them, and a milkshake at the same time, and throw my digestive system off, why would I give that to you? And I say I love you, or if I say I care for you, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you some fresh fruit juices. We going to live it up. So that's how I do it over here. So I'm just telling y'all now, if y'all ever came and spent time with Keela going to nourish you, and she going to have you over here eating vegan, and you going to love it here. You're going to love it here. Meeting people in the dream world every night recently. Who have you been meeting, DeRay? It's the company we keep. Absolutely. The company you keep can either help you elevate or it can hold you back. And that's also why I don't deal with too many people nowadays. Especially since, losing my best friend, who was very much like me, and was probably like one of the only people that I had in my actual vicinity who I didn't feel like compromised me. I could be my authentic self around her. She could be her authentic self around me. We made mistakes around each other. We gave each other grace. All of that. That was a beautiful sisterhood that I wish every woman gets to experience sometime in their life. Just being able to connect with another person on a friendship level, and there be nothing but love, no judgment. I always get emotional when I talk about her, because I miss my friend and my sister. We did practically a lot of stuff together, and that's another area in my life where I had to do a lot of healing and growing, because a lot of people are very insensitive to death when it doesn't happen to you, or it's not someone very close to you. But I lost someone who was super duper close to me, so it feels very different when it's someone who was a part of your everyday life. So a part of me died too, and I had to grieve that part of me, and just creating a new normal for myself. Because it's almost like, like being used to shopping at the same grocery store, and knowing exactly where all your stuff is at. You know how much everything costs, and then all of a sudden they get rid of that store. And now you gotta find a new grocery store to shop at. You gotta get used to everything in that space. You gotta adjust your, prices are different or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to create an analogy, but it's like you get set in living a certain way, and then all of a sudden it changes, and a part of you has to change with that. And I don't think people really talk about that process enough when it comes to death. I am trying not to break down. But, that is probably the hardest thing that I'm still healing through. Is that, all my geeky shit that I do, going picking berries and shit from the trees. We used to go foraging and finding apples and shit. Sitting in the park, falling asleep under trees, being childlike and just playing and dancing. We poured into each other. We helped each other heal. She was my safe place. And I had to learn how to live without her. And I couldn't save her. That was the hardest part for me. Knowing all I know, and she knew it too. I couldn't save my best friend. As much as I tried to control her healing process, it was all of that was just a learning lesson for me to make me better as a person, and also to prepare me for my life's purpose as a teacher and an educator and a healer. She had to teach me that just because I'm a healer doesn't mean that I have control over other people's healing journeys. That the only thing I can do is provide them with the resources and help them to create a space to heal in safely and comfortably, but that it had to be their choice to heal. And that if they don't choose to, I can't internalize that and take that on as my own. And that's what I did, you know. When my best friend was dying, I was taking on that burden as if it was mine. I was being very selfish because I didn't want to lose my friend. So, of course, I stopped everything. Whenever she would call, I had to be there. But then I realized in that process that I was neglecting my own self by trying to control her process. Not even understanding that our journeys were different and that she had reached the end of her road. She fulfilled what she was supposed to do. Her being in my life was more for me than it was for her. And I didn't understand it until we had to disconnect in that way. So, although I miss her physical presence and wish that things could be different, I understand that it had to be this way because certain things, I'm hard-headed, I'm stubborn, and I don't learn shit the easy way. It had to come in a way that will really rock me to my core. And the only way I was going to learn how to stop trying to control and impose my will on other people is that it had to happen that way to someone so dear and so close to me. I had to learn that I could not impose my will, that I could not stop what she wanted to see happen. That was her decision. She wanted to be free. And I wanted her to stay here. And that was the selfish part. But I had to surrender. I had to surrender. But that taught me so much. But it don't get easier. You know, it doesn't get easier, especially when you're used to being around somebody every day, damn near. I feel like I was with her ass every day. So much so that people used to think that we were in a relationship together. But we were not involved in that kind of way. That was my sister. She was the only spirit that connected with me in that kind of way. She was my safe place. And we had a beautiful sisterhood. I gave her something that she needed and she gave me something that I needed. And I don't know, I don't want to use that cliche line that something so perfect ain't meant to last forever, but sometimes it kind of feels like that because it was a perfect friendship. I never had anything like that before. Literally, we were so different. We were so opposite. I'm this ball of fire. I'm super straight to the point and blunt. And sometimes I would say and do things that could hurt her. She was a Cancer. She was very sensitive. She was a fucking crybaby. She cried all the damn time about everything. And I'm just over here like a straight thug gangster, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she just, and I'm just like, okay. So at the beginning of our friendship, you know, we had to adjust to each other. We had to get very used to our differences, but we really balanced each other. We were really like yin and yang. And she helped me mellow out. She taught me a lot of things that I wasn't able to necessarily learn from my own mother, because my mother had her own pain and blockages that she needed to heal from. And, you know, so my mom grew up a certain way, and so that it affected how she became, you know, I don't want to say how she became a woman, but it affected, you know, how my mom expressed her feminine energy, and that impacted me, you know, as her daughter growing up and seeing her live a certain kind of way. You know, that energy became my curse, and I became a very tough and hard and aggressive woman, because that was the energy that I seen in my mother. That was her defense mechanism. That's how she protected herself from, you know, trauma that she experienced growing up. And I didn't fully understand that I needed to be softened in certain ways until I met my best friend, because she was so soft and so feminine. And here I am, like I said, I'm this hard ass, like vivacious, you know, lioness. Like, I don't give a fuck who gonna check me, what, you know, like, I'm like, that's my energy, like, and I didn't care. I don't bite my tongue. And I'm a fighter, you know, even though people probably look at me and be like, you are a fighter? Like, no, I don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. But if you fuck with me, I'm gonna come for you. Like, that was just my energy. But I needed to learn how to be soft. I needed to learn how to be more feminine in that energy. I needed to learn how to be comfortable with vulnerability and showing people my weakness. Or I don't even want to call it my weakness, but just being able to show people that there is a softer side to me. Like, I used to not let people know that. Like, all you ever used to see was strong Akila. You don't get to see me when I cry. You don't get to see me when I'm processing my emotions. Fuck that. I'm too strong, and I can't ever let nobody see no sign of weakness in me. That was my mentality. But she showed me it's okay to be gentle. It's okay to let people see you cry. It's okay to let people see you, you know, have a down moment, because that's what makes you human, and people got to be able to see that. Like, you can't be strong all the time. So she taught me that. She taught me how to be a soft, nurturing mother. You know, I got to watch my best friend breastfeed and homeschool. And I never got to see that firsthand from anyone. So it's like she taught me so many different things, even though her personal journey she experienced with a lot of low self-esteem and didn't feel like she was doing anything that was worth, you know, being praised. But little did she know she was teaching me a lot. And I had to give my friend her flowers. I had to show her and, you know, and affirm that to her. Like, wait a minute. Don't you dare sit there and say, you know, that your life was not meaningful, or that I would be a better a better mother to your son than you would be. Like, don't ever say that, because I watched you breastfeed. I ain't never done that before. I ain't never even pushed a child out of my body. Like, you became a mother. You are over here homeschooling. You are vegan at that. You have your own business. Like, you are doing a damn thing. Like, she taught me a lot. And she taught me that it could all be done from a space of being gentle and feminine, that I didn't need to be this aggressive, hard-ass woman in order to do that. So it was necessary for me to have her energy in my life, because that was something that, unfortunately, my mom couldn't have taught me, because no one taught her how to be soft like that. All she knew was being hard and strong. And that's the energy that she taught me. So my friend helped me break a cycle. So I'm grateful. I'm just reading the comments. Gratitude for such a beautiful person. We literally would have moments where if I may have accidentally said or did something out of just me being me and I hurt her feelings, we would have to sit and work that out. It wasn't okay to just hurt her feelings and then be like, girl, get over it. That's not how you heal, because that's normally how I would treat people. Like, girl, I ain't mean it. You know, my energy just like this, you know, chill out. But it doesn't matter. Something that I said or did hurt my friend. So we would sit down like we were kids and we would hold hands and we would talk. And I would just be like, tell me, what did I do to hurt your feelings? Can you give me an example? Like, we really had to be clear with each other about the things that we did that made the other feel a certain way so that we could apologize and make improvement. Because the whole point was that we were friends, not because we felt like we, I don't know, that's not what I want to say. The whole point is, when you choose to be in someone's life and you value having that person in your life, you have to take time to understand the things that make them feel a certain kind of way. You got to understand it so that you don't do those things again. That's what being in a healthy relationship with anyone is about. It's not about just saying, get over it, I ain't mean it like that. No, you got to sit down and you got to ask them, what exactly was it that I said? Can you please share with me what words did I use that made you feel attacked? And then you have to, you know, re-express yourself and correct it and fix it and move forward, and then encourage one another to say, hey, you know, moving forward, if I say or do something like that similar, just give me a gentle reminder so that I don't do it again. Like, that's how me and my friend healed from our own little personal things within our friendship. We didn't hold on to animosity and then go talk about each other to someone else or avoid one another. You know, and speaking up wasn't my best friend's strongest suit. You know, she had a hard time speaking up for herself. So she was afraid a lot of the time. And, you know, being used to people who weren't as aggressive as me, it was probably a lot more pressure on her to not say anything, because she used to tell me all the time, like, you know, I was afraid to tell you because I just thought that you would like go off on me or blah, 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 blah. And I just had to constantly reassure her, like, hey, you are not my punching bag. You're my sister. You're my sister. And if I do something that hurts you or makes you feel attacked, you owe it to me to correct that. You owe it to me to tell me so that I can correct it. Otherwise, if you hold on to it, you don't give me a chance to be a better person. So you got to tell me. So if you guys have people in your life that do things that make you feel attacked or that make you feel unhappy, yet you still choose to be around these people, you are hindering them from growing by you not speaking your truth and sharing that with them. You owe it to them to tell them. Now, what they do with it is up to them. But my heart and my intentions were in the right place in my friendship with her, and vice versa. So there was a safe environment for her to tell me, hey, what you just said came off a little wrong and it made me feel this kind of way. And I was mature enough to process that and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. But moving forward, I'll do better in my communication so that I don't come across as X, Y, and Z. You know, I had to acknowledge that. She taught me how to be good at problem solving and diffusing conflict, per se, and how to have uncomfortable but crucial conversations with people that are close to you, because that's a part of being able to have good bonds with people. You got to know how to communicate. Communication is so important, and it goes beyond just feeling like you just got to say everything, but you got to also know how to listen and process without taking offense. I just posted this, cut the meat. Yes, be yourself and enjoy. It's okay, you got this. I love her so much. She left such a mark on us. Love you for being you. Thank you. I miss her so much as well. And I just, like I said, I wish she could be here. But she is my spirit guide. So she's with me. And she told me that she would always be with me. So it's like the weirdest shit in the world, but it's the most beautiful thing in the world to actually know someone in the physical and then be able to witness the beauty of their soul in physical form and then get to have that energy guide over you spiritually. It's like it's just like, I swear, I feel like my best friend was really an angel and that I didn't know I was entertaining an angel this entire time. Like, I feel like my best friend knew her time was coming and she was doing her best to try to prepare me and teach me and all these different things. But it's just like, it's so surreal. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's almost like how they say, like, you never know when you're entertaining an angel. You never know. And that's how I feel. Like, this gentle spirit was in my life. And my character was being judged at that time, based on how I treated her. Like, I could have handled our friendship a totally different way. But I was pure in my energy. I was loving. I was verbal. I was supportive. I was a good person. And I rest good at night, knowing that even though my friend is not here and that I may not be able to physically sit up and have a conversation with her, that I gave her her flowers while she was alive, and that when she was on her deathbed and I seen her the night before she passed away, that I didn't have apologies to give and that I didn't have to make up for anything because we spent every single time we were together beautifully and lovingly and with good intention. So I didn't have to make up for nothing. I gave her her flowers while she was alive. She knew she was loved. She knew she was cared for. Her energy was reciprocated. And that's it. You know, that's what it's all about. Don't wait until shit gets rough to start cherishing people. It's just, I don't know, it's just so many different beautiful memories. And this is also why we were so public with our friendship as well. Not so much on Facebook though, because for a while I was very disconnected from Facebook and I used to just post everything on Instagram, but she had an Instagram page as well. And she was all about, you know, women empowerment and promoting self-love and self-growth and sisterhood and all these different things. That's what she promoted. And she would talk about her growth journey as well and how significant and important it was for her to have meaningful people in her life that helped her find her true voice. And we would celebrate each other publicly on our social media pages. And that's why we have so many different pictures together. And I'm just so grateful that we have captured so many different moments because she was giving me that, because she knew. And she just knew that when she left here, people would try to steal that from me. Not knowing that she had already given me all these beautiful moments that no one can take. And it's ingrained in spiritual history and in virtual history for life. And that's something that I get to hold on to for the rest of my life and also share with my godson as he gets older, because, you know, he's still young and doesn't really understand all the circumstances that have taken place. And, you know, there's a lot going on right now. I haven't really been able to be around him. There's a custody battle taking place, and I'm not going to speak too much on those things because I just feel like it's not safe to speak about them right now. But, you know, there's just a lot Like, my best friend can't rest peacefully right now because there's a lot of things still being worked through, you know, with her transition. But it's gonna be okay. And I'm grateful. Like I said, I'm just grateful. She gave me a gift that I don't think anybody could ever give me. And that's gonna make that, I'm not gonna say it has made me a better person. And I just know that when it's time for me to be a mother, I have an example because I saw it happen. I saw someone give birth naturally, and well, I didn't actually get to witness her in birth, but she gave birth naturally. I got to see her breastfeed her son until he was like damn near 3. Now, she wasn't exclusively breastfeeding until he was 3, but she continued to breastfeed to ensure that he was strong and healthy and got all of her immunity. She homeschooled him, so he never went to school until after her transition. She was an entrepreneur well before people were thinking about creating their own businesses. She went natural with her hair and went vegan well before I even thought about doing it. Like, my best friend was an example for me. So that's beautiful. I needed that. I needed to see that for my own self, and she helped me in countless ways. Virtual hug and love, and I understand. Thank you. My God, keep you going through her. Yes, I definitely have to keep things going. But I also had to realize too that it's not my responsibility to, I don't want to say to continue her legacy. That's not the right way that I want to put it. But I did take on a burden thinking that because her life ended that I had to pick it up and continue her path and her purpose. But Spirit told me no. You are the embodiment of that. So as long as you just continue to be you, what she instilled in you will continue to shine through. So her legacy will live on through me, and I will make sure that she's not forgotten. It's okay. You need to go sit with that and heal. I love you too. I lost my brother 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it hits different, y'all. I'm telling you. Like, nobody's death has ever affected me like this. It hits way different when it's people super close to you. Like, I've lost lots of people before, and, you know, it's sad nonetheless, but you don't know what it feels like to have to rearrange your life and your day-to-day because that person ain't a part of that space no more. It's a totally different feeling. And I had to, and I was living, it's just like so much, man. I don't just want to go into it, but it was just so much. So many things, so many parts of my life was woven into my relationship with her that I was in denial about it. Like, when she was dying, I never said that she was dying. I never wanted to accept that she was dying. She never said anything about it, but it was obvious she was dying. And it was just like I just didn't want to admit it. But I knew that things in my life were changing in a way that they could never go back to the way that they were. It's like it just felt so final. But I still had to understand that I had to set boundaries and protect myself even during that process. And that was challenging in itself as well. Wanting to stop, drop, and do everything for her when really I had to set boundaries even in that moment because my life was changing. And I had to learn that just because someone else's world stops doesn't mean that mine has to as well. I still got to keep living. I still got to keep living. I got to keep going. But I fell into a depression. And I wasn't doing anything. I racked up like $30,000 in debt in 2019, just sitting on my ass, trying to figure it out. I didn't come out of depression until February or March of this year. Like, I just emerged. Spirit just started working on me. I allowed Spirit to work on me. But a lot of people, you know, just thought that I had it all figured out. But no. My situation was very different. It was traumatic. And I was vulnerable. And still learning myself, still connecting with my power. That's how I ended up, you know, finding myself in another compromising situation in 2019 that I'm healing from now, with a bum that I allowed into my life who shouldn't have been allowed in. But, you know, that in itself just comes with knowing your power and listening to yourself. And not listening to it landed me into a space I didn't want to be in. But let it go. You got this. She is still with you, and you know that. Yes, I do know. She was your earth angel for sure. I wish I could have experienced a best friend. And you probably still could. Like, when I met my friend Fatima, I didn't know that she was going to be my best friend. We didn't even hang out that much at first. We were very different. We met in college. So we met in 2007 or 2008. We both were Spanish majors. And it's funny how we met, because even how we met, it like foreshadowed who we would be in each other's lives. We were both in Spanish class, and I didn't know her at this point, but the teacher kept saying her name wrong. And anyone who knew her in real life would know that Fatima was very soft. She was very gentle. And she wasn't really like a rowdy kind of person at all. So it was really easy to kind of like run over her in a way, or impose upon her because she just wasn't very aggressive, right? So the teacher just kept saying her name wrong, and she was just like, it's pronounced Fatima. Like, she was just so like nonchalant, and the teacher just kept saying her name wrong, and I was just getting irritated, and I just blurted out, like, her name is Fatima, not Fatima. Like, how many times does this girl have to keep telling you, like, please pronounce her name wrong? That's how me and her started talking and becoming friends, because I stood up for her. And that, like, became, like the role that we played in each other's lives. I was, like, more like a protecting energy over her, and she was more like this soft, gentle, mothering energy that I needed. And that's kind of, like, how we became friends from there. And she used to tell me all the time, like, you were just too much for me at the beginning. Like, I really wasn't sure if we would be friends. I was scared of you. Like, your energy was just way too strong. But we had a lot to bond over. We both were into music. For those of you who do know, you know, more about me, you do know that one of my other hidden talents is that I'm a vocalist. And, you know, I was working on an album at some point, and she used to produce music. So we connected on that. And we would hang out from time to time, and then we just got closer and closer, but we didn't really get super duper close until after we graduated from college. We graduated in 2011. I remember our graduation day. She was pregnant with my godson. And then I moved to Spain shortly after. My godson was born in September. I moved to Spain in October. And for the whole like 9 or 10 months that I was gone, I didn't talk to her not one time. Like, it was like out of sight, out of mind. I can get like that sometimes. I can become very detached. And it's probably not very healthy, but there was no love lost. But then when I came back, I don't know what it was, but we just hit it off. She was vegan at the time. She was rocking her afro, her natural hair and shit. And I started slowly transitioning my life to being vegan and healthy and finding myself. And the next thing you know, we just were like inseparable. We were doing everything together. We were going to all the grocery stores together, buying our vegan food and cooking. And she loved to eat. I loved to cook. So that was just a match made in heaven. I was always cooking, and I would invite her over for dinner, and she would just be stuffing her face. Like, even on her deathbed, that was all she was begging me for, was for me to cook for her. But she was in no condition to cook. I mean, to eat that kind of food. But I wish I could have, but it just would have made her worse off. But that's kind of like we just hit it off like really, really deeply. But we were connecting more on a soul level at that point. Um, and it was just from history from there. We were just together all the time. You didn't see me without her typically, and you didn't see her without me. Like, we were just always together. Like, we just couldn't be separated. That was my sister. And that's just who we were. I was protector mama energy, and she was that soft, gentle mama energy that I needed. Like, we were that for each other. You can let it out, so don't ever fight and suppress that. I remember when she was dying, when she was sick, but you got through it. I did, but it was so tough. I am happy you used this time to connect even better before she left. When you go to the water and natural, she's connecting with you. I know that for sure. She's still with you every day. Yes, she is. People will live their whole lives without that kind of connection and love. Family are relationships. And it is a prayer that everyone gets to experience it, because it's so beautiful. Like, it is so beautiful. Like, every time I think about that, like, God, that is so beautiful. Like, and I have, I have 3 best friends, but they're all different, and they all come from different periods in my life. Fatima was my spiritual best friend. Like, we were all into the vegan lifestyle, spirituality, but that's who I am right now. So as far as the person who I was the closest to in this period of my life, that was her. And then you have my sister Kiera. We were childhood friends since I was like 11. She literally is like, she feels like a sibling for real. Like, we don't talk every single day. We don't see each other every single day, but we don't skip a beat. That is my hitter. She ain't never switched up on me. That's my hood friend. So when I tap into my hood energy, that's the one for that. That's my sister. And we're still very close. She's also a safe place for me as well. I can tell her secrets and stuff like that I probably wouldn't tell other people. But as far as like getting to share like my veganism and spirituality and stuff, she just wasn't the friend for that, because she's still in her journey. And we just never got to connect on that level on those types of things. But she knows, how dear she is to me, and I love my sister like she is blood. Like, I love that girl like she is blood. So that's Kiera. And then I have another best friend, childhood friend. Her name is Tiana. And Tiana is also a childhood friend from my neighborhood. We met when I was like 11. She lives in Texas, so we're not even in the same state. But we don't talk all the time, but we're still close. When she comes, she kicks it with me. But those are like the 3 women in my life who I've been the closest to. Yeah. So losing Fatima, that was a big hit, because like I said, the person who I identified with the most, like who I am now, that was my person who I connected with the most on that level. So losing that felt like losing a lot, because I don't really tap into my hood red energy that much anymore. You just grow, you get older, that stuff gets, I'm not into drinking and partying and stuff anymore. I've grown out of that. So I don't really care to do any of those things anymore. And it feels very foreign to me now, even trying to really be in that space. But, and I'm not saying that my sister, I don't even call her my best friend. My sister Kiera is not into that either. She's a mom and, all those different things. But that's my hitter right there, though. Like, I love that girl to pieces. And I will fuck some shit up over her, and she knows it. But she's the same way over me. Like, she is like an attack dog about me. But I knew that she was special when I had my first breakup. And she just, like, mothered me through my breakup. That's when I knew, like, okay, this is a good one. Because I couldn't cry to my mom about it, because my mom wasn't my safe place, My mom was a little too hard and stern. So I never felt safe, being vulnerable with her. So my little heart was broken after my little first breakup, and I just had so much emotions, but I could not release them in front of my mom. So I would go to my best friend Kiera's house and I would just be bawling to her like every day for like months. And she was not, she was so like supportive, and she was just like, it's okay. I'm pretty sure she got tired of my ass, but I was like 15. That's my first big breakup, but I was so devastated, y'all. I was so devastated. LOL, that's me. Try fire. Tough. Yes, changes everything. Her flowers, yes. Flowers from Fatima. She's always with you, even now. Absolutely. I know that she asked you to get this message out. We all need someone. Yes, we do. We all need someone. Especially like this time, this shift that we're moving into, you know. It's time for unity. Okay? It's time for unity. It is time for you to connect with your tribe. It's time for you to find people who bring out the best in you. That's really what it's all about, is finding people who bring out the best in you, but who still allows you to be your authentic self. You know, no fakeness. You know, when you need a moment to get your shit together, you need somebody who can help hold you accountable, but who does it in a loving way. Like my friend Fatima used to hold me accountable, and she'd be like, okay, now, Akila, now you know that was real mean of you, or you shouldn't have said that, or you shouldn't have did that, or I don't know if I would have did it like that, or blah, 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 blah. And I would just be like, okay, you right. Let me stop being an asshole today, because I can be like that sometimes. So, you know, she used to help hold me accountable. But we need that. We need people to help keep us grounded, so we don't lose our way. And I think that for me was the hardest part in losing her, is like I felt like I lost that. Like I felt like I lost my tribe, because she was my tribe. She was like the only person that I really connected with on that level. So without her, I had to become that for myself. I had to become my own reassurance. I had to become my own safe place. I had to learn how to sit with my emotions and process them without being able to call somebody up and be like, girl, so guess what? This happened to me and blah, 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 blah. What's your perspective? What you think? Like, I had to be that for me. And I'm not saying that I didn't have people that I could connect with, but they just weren't her. So I naturally just never felt like, ooh, I'm about to call this person. Like, because my best friend Fatima was that person. So losing her, it felt like I lost a lot. But it strengthened me. It made me stronger. And you know, I'm still in a process right now where I'm finding my tribe, you know. It's just, I don't gravitate towards everyone. And I've also realized too, here recently, that my season in a lot of other people's lives have ended. And I had to accept that and, you know, give my gratitude for the time I did have in those people's lives and what they offered me at that time, and then move forward. So I've also noticed that a lot of things have been ending, and that they'll never be able to be back to the way that they were beforehand. And I'm okay with that, you know? I'm okay. It's nothing personal. It's not that I dislike anyone. It's just where I'm going in my life right now. Everybody can't come. And I don't need to have everybody's energy around me in that kind of way. So the people that I let close to me now are the people who are meant to help me travel forward in this next cycle of my life. Like a cycle's ending, a new one is beginning right now. And so a lot of seasons are over for me and other people. And that's just what it is. And I'm in a space, well, it ain't even just a space. This is the kind of person I am. With all this Scorpio energy that I have in my chart, all this water, don't cross me. Don't give me a reason to question your loyalty or your authenticity, because once I question you or you do something and you move funny and I peep it, I'm through with you. And good luck getting me to change my perspective. So it's a lot of people who done moved real funny with me when they thought I wasn't observing, and I done gracefully bowed on up out of that shit. It's a lot of people I don't fuck with on that level no more. Some of them I had to, you know, and it's a lot of people who know why I don't deal with you. Because I'm also that kind of person too. Speak your truth. When a person cross you or do some shit that you're not okay with, and that's not how you move, you gotta you gotta let people know where they had you fucked up at, so that they know why they got cut off. So, you know, I'm okay with doing that too. And I've had to have some very candid conversations with people, you know, this year and last, and tell people like, look, homie, you had me way fucked up when you did this or when you did that. And even though I love you and I care for you, I'm going to care for you from a distance. Just don't call me and don't text me because I ain't got shit to say to you. But just know I'm rooting for you and it's still love. But you cannot be in my aura field with that kind of funny, shifty energy. And I'm just embracing it. Because like I said, knowing myself, being a people pleaser and always giving people 50,000 chances to prove that they are not shit, that only hurts me in the end. So I'm tired of doing that. So like I said, once I peep some shit, it's okay to just detach. You don't even, sometimes you don't gotta say shit. Just detach. You can still greet people and smile and be loving when you see them. That doesn't mean that that's a free green light to be an asshole to people. You just put boundaries up and don't deal with people in certain capacities. And that's where I'm at. I don't deal with a lot of people in certain capacities, but you might still be able to see me and I might say hi to you, come over, talk to you, or whatever. But then I'll be on my way and you'll probably never talk to me again. I've had to distance and separate myself from people who didn't make those efforts in the relationships. Exactly. Send them on their way. Communication is definitely key. Aww. Tears of love and joy. Unique, different, whole, and separate from others. That joy you needed in your life. Yeah, she was definitely a great source of love and joy way before she was example for all of us. Yeah, she was very loving and kind. Thank God he kept you and speaking a strong message. I never knew you both were Spanish majors. Yeah, but I used to be a music major at first, so that you might remember me as that. But that's how me and her actually met, in Spanish class. So, but I had changed my major like at the end of my freshman year to Spanish. So that's when I had met her. I'm glad you're a part of my tribe. Yes, me too. It's definitely a new journey for sure. And I'm just navigating it the best I can. And like I said, just using my discernment. And when you, like I said, you feel that, when you feel it, in, like you be feeling it in your chest or in your stomach. And when the energy don't sit right with you and it had you feeling weird, I call it my little spidey senses. When my little spidey senses be going off, you guys to go. Something ain't right. And I ain't gonna sit here keep trying to question what it is you did. I'm gonna just accept that little gentle reminder from spirit and I'm gonna cut you clean off. And I'm gonna keep it moving. And it's a lot of people, like I said, who done got cut off and don't even know why they got cut off. And that's fine. Like, it's okay. Don't even worry about it, boo-boo. You know what you did. I don't even got to call it out. Like, I got into a space where I'm okay. I don't got to call you, point it out. You know you don't move right. You know you don't move right. So, I'm a person who values very much authenticity, honesty, transparency. Like those things I value so much. And they're so easy. Just be truthful and honest. Because when you are your authentic self and when you don't hide your truths and when you keep it 100, nothing can come and bite you on your ass. But when you hiding and sneaking and lying and doing stuff, and then I find out the truth because your girl got gifts and I'm going to find out the truth, okay? I'm going to find out one way or another. So just tell me so that we can deal with it like adults. Otherwise, when I find out on my own, you're never going to be able to come back from that space because you done lied to me about it. But spirit don't lie. Energy don't lie. And I'm going to find out on that ass, okay? And I'm going to cut you clean the fuck off. And you're going to wonder why you can't get through, or why your text messages have been blocked, or why you can't watch me on social media. That's just how it is. That's how I'm moving these days. I realized that I was very accessible to a lot of people. I was very friendly, very nice, very welcoming to people, and I still am to a certain extent. But you got to have boundaries. And this is why I posted that post that I made like a week ago. I'm real stingy with myself right now. And it ain't personal. It was just something that I needed to do. I'm just noticing my hair is longer on this side. I don't know why, this just threw me off. I might need to fix that. Or is that because all my hair from the back? Maybe it's just the hair from the back. I don't know. See, this is that Virgo energy, that perfectionism. Everything, maybe it's okay. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna stop. Okay, anywho. But, yeah, you have to protect your energy. And if you don't put boundaries up and teach people how to deal with you and how to treat you, people will do whatever. And they will help themselves to your time, your money, your energy, your resources, your gifts, your talents. And you'll be draining yourself and then not even be realizing why you're so drained. I had to stop. Because I know I have a lot of gifts, and I know, I radiate a lot of light, and so that attracts a lot of people to me. But just because I want to help and heal people doesn't mean that I'm obligated to give away all of my energy all the time. I'm not obligated to do any of that. Especially, when I have set up a business structure to guide and support people in the areas where they want help. If you want my help, schedule a session with me. Just like if you were going to go to see your psychiatrist or whatever, you're going to set up an appointment with them. When you go to Kroger's and you want to buy some motherfucking grapes, do you just stare at them at the cash register stand and say, well, I want these, and you have them, so you should just give them to? No, like, you agree to exchange energy by giving them money. And I'm not saying that every encounter has to be like that, but if I have a boundary up and we're not that close and I'm not willing to just give my energy to you, you got to respect that boundary. And that's nothing personal. That's not me trying to scam you. That's not me trying to be, because that's just not who I am. But you got to respect boundaries. I have a business that I run. So you got to respect that. You want cookbooks and recipes? Quit inboxing me, asking me for guidance and recipes when I have resources to help you do that, and you don't want to invest in it. If I wanted to give away everything for free, I would. If I wanted to, but I don't. I give away what I want to give away for free. And that's that. If you want more, this is a business. You don't tell me how I'm supposed to run my business. But that's just one level of boundary. There's various different ways that you set boundaries, but it's just like, I feel like it's really challenging for entrepreneurs to get their boundaries respected. And especially when it's dealing with friends and family and people you're close with. Like, people think they're entitled. Like, no, you're not entitled. Especially all these years before, when I tried to give you the information for free, you didn't want to motherfucking listen. Now you can pay me for a consultation. How about that? That's my energy right now. Because I am tired of exhausting myself. I was a preacher for a long time, preaching, eat plant-based and do this and do that. And nobody was listening. Nobody wanted the information. Now that it's popular, now that people are starting to understand the importance of being healthier and eating better, now people start seeing the value. And they're like, okay, I want this information now. But you don't want to pay me for my time. And you don't have to. I learned on my own. Some people are just good at that. I like to experiment. I like to research. I like to study. I like to practice and shit. So that's how I got so good at what I do, because I applied the energy, and it took me damn near 10, 11 years to get to where I'm at right now. I didn't get to take shortcuts. But with my knowledge and all the experience, I have created resources and tools to help people take shortcuts so that they don't have to dedicate all that time and energy that I had to get to where I'm at. And you're going to pay me for that. Or you can sit your ass down at your computer. You can do your own research. You can be on YouTube all damn day looking at videos, learning how to cook shit if you want to. You know, you can do all that. I'm not saying that it's wrong. There's a wrong or right way. All I'm simply saying is that if you don't want to invest that kind of time into doing that, there are people out there like me who offer these resources to help you. And you can choose to invest in them or not, or do the work on your own. But don't expect me to dedicate all of my time and energy explaining to you where protein and shit comes from and what type of substitute you should use for this and how do you make vegan chicken and all this. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not about to sit here and message you on Instagram or on Facebook all goddamn day, giving away my energy when I got other shit I need to be doing. I have resources already set up with that information. And if you want it, you can get it or leave me alone and do your own work, or go bother somebody else who has yet to set up boundaries and who's willing to exhaust all their energy and give you that shit, because I'm not going to do it. And I had to learn to be comfortable with that, because I used to be feeling like so bad, like, oh, but they want the information and I know the answer, I should just give it to them. And it's like, it's hard trying to find balance in learning how to use your own gifts and talents to make a earning, to make a living for yourself. Like, I'm not going to say that that's easy, especially when you're so passionate about, like, this is what I'm passionate about. I want to share this shit. But Spirit also told me that this is how I'm supposed to earn a living, and I'm never going to earn a living and get what I need to make sure I'm okay if I'm just doing everything for free. We live in a society where money helps us secure ourselves. So I can't do everything for free if this is how I earn my living. Just like you're not going to go to a goddamn doctor and ask them to help you heal something and then be looking at them like, okay, well, I'm gonna just send you an I owe you later. Like, they're gonna be like, girl, get the fuck out my office. In fact, they make you pay your copay first before you even show up and talk to them, okay? So let's just talk about that part. They rather pay for wigs, not help. You is totally right, sis. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta get your priorities together. And I had to stop punishing myself because people's priorities are not in the right place. I chose to prioritize health. And that's why I dedicated so much of my time learning about different health aspects. That's what I naturally wanted to do. I didn't feel forced to. I wanted to do it because I wanted to heal my body. And I just had a natural drive to. And like I said, everybody doesn't have that. And that's okay. Like, it's not wrong. But if you want someone to lay it all out for you and to help you, you got to be willing to pay them for their time and their resources. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But it's like we as entrepreneurs got to fight harder to get people to respect those boundaries. And it feels uncomfortable sometimes having to enforce them, you know, but I had to tell myself, you gonna be broke if you keep doing shit the way that you doing it. Every time somebody inbox you don't mean you got to give them a free consultation in their inbox. But that's the kind of stuff that I deal with. People inbox me all damn day like, I got this going on, I got this problem, blah, 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 blah. And that's time that I got to stop from whatever it is that I'm doing, read all these goddamn messages, respond to you, send you links and information. I'm not doing that. You pay me for a consultation and you can have my undivided attention and I will help you with that. But I'm not going to sit here and do all of that work and then not be compensated for my time or my energy. And people don't even value free shit. Because I used to give away a lot of stuff for free just to put the information in people's hands. And they wouldn't even use it. So I had to tell myself, like, you're going to stop that. Because y'all don't even know how hard I be over here working, putting together my stuff and trying to make it all cute and easy for you to read. And then y'all don't even use the shit. And I gave it to you for free. Like, oh, hell no. It's over. It's over. And I'm full. I don't even want my wraps right now. So I'm about to wrap these bad boys up and put them in the refrigerator. I don't care if they get soggy or not. I'm going to eat them later. This might be dinner. Like I said, I've been eating very lightly, y'all. Let me roll my stuff up so my avocado don't turn brown. But I do need to drink some water. I barely got water in this thing. I don't know where that came from. Just trying to make some more water. But I don't know. I'm just up here, just running my damn mouth and spilling water all over the place. But no, this is me. This is the authentic me, putting up boundaries, learning how to respect my own time and my own energy, and then making people do the same. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let people make you feel guilty for doing that. It is your responsibility to protect your energy. You have to teach people how to do that. And until you do, you will continue to exhaust all your resources. And you'll be sitting there looking stupid, wondering why you still are not experiencing the success or the abundance that you know you can. And that's a big learning lesson for anyone who is wishing to jump into, you know, the field of entrepreneurship or running your own business. If you don't take nothing from me today, learn how to set boundaries so that people do not take advantage of you or make you feel guilty for not allowing them to. But I feel like my sermon is up for today. You done inspired me to make a Nori rap too. Girl, go ahead, because these Nori raps was popping. And I just knew I was going to eat all of these, but then I got this talking and spiritually I was full, so I didn't even need to eat nothing else. But I feel like my sermon time is up. I feel like I have said everything that I needed to say, which was a whole lot. I done already ugly cried and all of that. Smiled, laughed, all of that. So I'm about to get off of here. I'm gonna rinse this conditioner out of my hair that's been sitting in my head for 2 days now. Deep conditioning, I guess. Let's see what else I want to do for the rest of the day. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in and, you know, just connecting with me and sharing your love and your energy. It is greatly appreciated. I hope that you have a marvelous rest of the day. I hope that this inspires you to sit with yourself and to really sort through your own feelings, your own emotions, getting clear about your direction in life. And if you're not sure about those things, get clarity. And like I said, process that with your own inner intuition and guide yourself. So peace out, you guys. Love and light to all of you. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys. Love you too.